Hello friends, if you have been following my Caribbean adventures, in the last episode we were in St. Vincent. Today we are moving to the next place on this leg of the Caribbean trip, a small island country just a short flight west from the previous destination. This country is Barbados. It is a part of Lesser Antilles in the West Indies, and it is the eastmost island of the Caribbean. It is about 440 kilometers squared, with population of under 300,000. And contrary to the previous nations on this trip, it uses its own currency, which is Barbadian dollar. Its flag colors symbolize sea and sand, and the trident represents Barbados' maritime heritage and the breaking of colonial rule. Barbados is arguably surrounded by the most picturesque crystal-clear waters in the region. It is also considered one of the most prosperous and economically developed Caribbean islands. In this episode, we will explore some of the island's beaches, visit its capital, spend some time in the north, and much more. Before we begin, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share your thoughts on Barbados in the comments below. And for now, buckle up and enjoy the ride. Traditionally, let's begin with island's beaches. Some say if paradise were a place on Earth, it would be found on the golden shores of Barbados. I must say, it truly is a home to some of the most beautiful beaches I have seen. Barbados has pretty diverse coastline. Western side offers calm, crystal clear waters for swimming and snorkeling, whereas Atlantic coast is more raw and dramatic. I stayed on the southern part of the island, and because of its close proximity, most of the time I spent on a small yet beautiful Dover beach. For obvious reasons, this part of the coastline is full of hotels and restaurants. However, I did indeed enjoy it. It is located in the Christchurch parish, and it is known for its vibrant atmosphere and diverse activities. It is a white beach with soft white sand and clear turquoise waters. Moving a bit northeast of Dover, we found ourselves in the middle of dramatic cliffs and picturesque scenery. Crane Beach is consistently ranked among the most beautiful beaches in the Caribbean, and for a good reason. Today we're gonna finish our day at the west coast, and we are at Crane Beach. Atlantic Ocean, as you can see, lots of waves, but the beach actually looks quite nice with cliffs surrounded. And the sand, if you can see, had that pinkish color too. So that's another quite nice beach on the east coast, on the Atlantic coast of Barbados. I personally like the contrast here. Deep blue waves crashed against soft sands and rugged hills. On top of these cliffs, a famous Crane resort is located, the oldest continually operating hotel in the Caribbean, built in 1887. If you happen to stay here, I'm sure the view from the resort's cliffside balconies is postcard-like. The cool part about Crane's Beach is the fact that depending on the day, it turns pink. Today, it's a little bit pinkish, but the color comes from small shelves that ocean kind of brings it to the white sand, and it's kind of spectacular. And another thing is that the waves here are pretty big, and I think for surfing would be very nice to come here. And it's just something different, you know, something that's not very touristy here, something secluded, just the way I like it. We ended up spending some quality time here, admiring beautiful settings surrounding this place. If you are looking for something a bit more secluded or trying to get away from the touristy areas, I would definitely recommend visiting Crane Beach. Further north on the rugged Atlantic coast of Barbados lies a place where land and sea meet in a dramatic and unspoiled way. This place is called Bathsheba, known for its raw beauty and world-famous surfing. Unlike the calm turquoise waters of the west coast, Bathsheba faces the full force of the Atlantic. Towering waves here crash into giant rocks. Strangely enough, I kinda like it. It's definitely a change of scenery. It's more dramatic. Atlantic Ocean today is quite rough, but like the overall settings here are definitely cool, definitely different. And at the heart of the scenery lies the village of Bathsheba, a sleepy fishing community rich with local character. Colorful wooden homes and the narrow roads wind through coconut groves. Although during our visit it seemed pretty quiet, I was told that Bathsheba at times can be quite busy, as it attracts many artists, surfers, and just nature lovers. But don't get me wrong, Bathsheba isn't just about adrenaline. Depending where you are along the coast, it is possible to find calm and shadow natural pool during low tide. It is easy to spend an afternoon lounging here.
Make these look nicer. Pretty shells. Look. Oh, poor lobster.
I personally think that the contrast between the wild sea and the peaceful pools is one of Bathsheba's most enchanting features. Now, before moving to the capital, I would like to pause for a second and mention transportation here. Specifically, these private minibuses called ZRs. They are an absolute gem and quickly became a part of cultural experience. If you have a chance, do try them. They are fairly safe and, more importantly, tons of fun. Established in 1628 with population of nearly 300,000 people, Bridgetown is the beating heart of Barbados. Being both its capital and the largest city, it is a vibrant and historic blend of African, American, and British heritage. Indigenous Amerindian people named the town Indian Bridge, after the first bridge crossed the river, now named Caribbeancruise. At some point, the town was renamed to St. Michael, before finally becoming Bridgetown. Also, please let me know the correct pronunciation of the capital. I normally would say Bridgetown, however, I was told to pronounce it as Bridgetown. Well, anyways, let's move on. Some say there is evidence of habitation on the island going back to the 17th century BC. I'm not sure if this is in fact true, but what is a fact is that in early 16th century AC, the Amerindian community started to disappear here due to the slave raids from Spanish colonizers. Then came English in about mid-1600s, establishing the cultivation of tobacco, which was quickly overtaken by production of sugarcane, turning Barbados into one of its colonies and key hub for international trade. Bridgetown today is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for its well-preserved colonial architecture and its historic role in the transatlantic trade. At the heart of the city lies National Heroes Square, where statues honor some of Barbados' greatest figures, including Lord Nelson and Earl Battle. Right next to it, there is an Independence Square, a beautiful public park that was transformed and reopened in 2007 to commemorate the nation's independence. Just steps away, there is a Parliament building, constructed in 1870s and still home to the third oldest parliament in the Commonwealth. Today is the second day which I to visit Bridgetown, and comparing to the first time we came here, it used to be a ghost town. Now it's Saturday and it's fairly busy, fairly lively town. Quite charming, and the thing is like they have a lot of duty shops here, duty-free shops. So there's a lot of people out shopping, and it's pretty cool. As we wandered through the streets of Bridgetown, we saw a vibrant mix of old and new. We saw many local vendors selling homemade food, which obviously we couldn't resist to try.
Fish cake.
In a close proximity from the center, we found ourselves in the middle of a local market. We gave Bridgetown the second chance. We showed up here on Saturday, and what a contrast from Wednesday. Wednesday was a ghost town here, and today is just lots of people on the streets. Maybe it's a market day today, I don't know what it is. I don't know if Bridgetown is always like this busy, but today it just seems super busy, which is nice. It gives that hustle and bustle, and I very much love it. For the city itself, it's quite nice too. It's a mix of colonial architecture here, and it's very charming town. The only negative observation so far that I have, and for the longest time I didn't want to talk about it because I thought maybe it's just occasional stuff, but it just seems to be happening on a regular basis, and it's basically it got hustled a lot here, so people just approach you and they just try to sell you ganja or weed or whatever. Back for money, and it just like happens too much, and I don't know like why it's happening so much here, because I thought that Bridgetown would be like more kind of developed comparing to other islands. I don't think it ever happened to us on the other islands. Like people just approach you and they just generally want to know where you're from and what you're doing there, and they just start a conversation. No one asks you for anything. But here we've noticed being hustled on a daily basis, and it just doesn't feel really good. One of the Bridgetown's most iconic places is the Caribbeancruise. Forgive me if I butchered the name. A picturesque inlet that cuts through the city. Once used as a repair place for ships, today it is a peaceful marina where fishing boats and private yachts rock gently in the tide. Here you will find a lot of waterfront cafes and walkways that are popular among the locals and tourists alike. Just outside the city center of Bridgetown lies Carlisle Bay, one of the island's most beautiful beaches, offering crystal clear waters and sublime marine life. If you come here early in the morning, you can be a part of a unique attraction. At the Pebbles beach, many local grooms, for the lack of the better word, lead the racehorses from the nearby Garrison Savannah to the beach for a refreshing swim. A practice that is both therapeutic for the horses and entertaining for the spectators. Good morning. There's an attraction close to the Radisson Hotel that's right beside me. It's on the Pebbles beach. If you come here early in the morning from like 6 to 6:30 a.m. you can see the horses swim in the ocean, and some people are patting them, and it's pretty cool. The horses are brought here typically between 5:30 and 7 a.m. and the practice is believed to be beneficial as it allows horses to recover faster from injuries and soreness. Some horses make their way directly into the sea, while others enjoy a roll in the sand before their swim. Once in the water, some swim out surprisingly far before returning to the shore. There is a steady stream of them throughout the morning, so you'll definitely have your chance to admire them for quite some time. I must definitely add that visitors are encouraged to view horses from a distance and respect the instructions of the groom. And if you are patient enough, you'll get the opportunity to take a photo and pat a horse. When describing Barbados, it is impossible to omit its association with rum production. For that, we are moving to the northeast part of the island, where one of the oldest plantations in the Caribbean is located. St. Nicholas Abbey is a farmhouse, museum and rum distillery. Established in 1658, it is one of the historical landmarks of the island. It has always been a sugar plantation, witnessing centuries of Barbadian history. The house has been meticulously restored in 2006, preserving its original features, such as curved rooftops, coral stone facades, and decorative chimneys. The restoration preserved not only the building's original features, but also its collection of antique furniture that has been passed down through the generations. It does offer a good glance into plantation's life in the past. So far we're having very good times here. It's very well maintained. The house itself is actually super old, and there is upstairs section which we're not allowed to go to because apparently it's so old and they don't have insurance on it, so they don't want to bring people up, not to ruin the stairs. But other than that, it's just a little glance in the past, I guess. It's quite fascinating. Also on the property here they have a rum distillery. So what they do is they bring sugar cane with nearby fields, and then they use the sugar cane for the juice, the syrup, and then when they evaporate it, they got distilled rum from there. So everything is being used, nothing goes to waste, and the property itself is quite spectacular actually. I'm very much enjoying it. As I have mentioned before, St. Nicholas Abbey is also a rum distillery, producing small batches of rum using traditional methods. Everything handmade. You see, Barbados is widely credited as the birthplace of rum. First sugarcane crop was planted here back in 1640s. Over the centuries, distillation practices improved and Barbadian rum became famous around the world. Current owners are the Warren family. They continue the legacy. Oh, you get it straight from the barrel?
Yeah, man. It's not blended, right? So it's more like a brandy or a cognac. Straight from down. Alright, a sipping rum.
Okay.
It's smooth enough for a lady, strong enough for a man. Yeah? So it's a single barrel rum, more like a brandy or a cognac. Yeah?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Another popular attraction here is the Heritage Railway. It is a steam and diesel train that takes visitors on a scenic ride through the plantation grounds and up to the Cherry Tree Hill. I think it is about 1.5 kilometer ride, and it's offering a scenic view of eastern coastline. If you have some spare time, or maybe on the overcast days, I would recommend visiting St. Nicholas Abbey. It offers something for everyone, from guided tours and train rides to rum tasting and encounters with historical artifacts. But most importantly, it is a part of the island's history and potentially its cultural treasure. To conclude our short stay in Barbados, we have decided to go on a half-day boat ride along the southern shores of the island. Today we are trying to see some turtles. We're going on the boat just right by Pebbles Beach, getting picked up, and I'm gonna go into the sea. At first I was a bit skeptical, as sometimes I get seasick. However, in no time I realized that the experience was well worth it. Local vendors sell the strips all over the island. We got picked up around Carlisle Beach and boarded the boat with other folks on board. Barbados is generally not known for its wildlife on land, but when it comes to the marine life, it is a different story. The island is famous for its clear waters, and sea life is a very popular attraction here. Barbados is also known to have one of the healthiest selection of coral reefs in the whole region of Caribbean. As part of our tour, we were offered snorkeling experience around the shipwreck, as well as some of the Barbados underwater life. I proactively apologize for the quality of some of the shots, as it was my first time shooting underwater. I must say the experience was fantastic, as we got to see sea turtles, stingrays, and even small reef shark. In anticipation of a beautiful sunset, we had a couple of refreshments and enjoyed our last moments on the island. Given the fact that Barbados is probably one of the most advertised islands in the region, it definitely did meet expectations. From stunning beaches and crystal clear water to amazing food, friendly locals, and non-stop island vibes. Whether you're here to just chill, explore, or maybe just soak up the sun, the island delivers every time. If it's not on your travel bucket list, I would definitely recommend adding it. And so our beautiful journey around Caribbean has come to its end. We're finishing it off at this beautiful country of Barbados. I just want to say thank you to the people of every country that we went to, and for the beautiful, beautiful hospitality that they provided. The way they treated us was unmatched, and I'm extremely satisfied and thankful. With that said, stay adventurous, stay safe, and stay loud. I'm gonna see you in the next country very soon. Ciao.